The United States is now fighting two proxy wars simultaneously, one against Russia in Ukraine and one against Iran in Israel. On top of that, we have a fresh Mideast hostage crisis and the potential for Hezbollah to open a two-front war in the north, which could bring in other Arab powers. So it's been an intense week, but not for the commander-in-chief. Biden threw a barbecue on Sunday, spent 2 days telling the special counsel why he left classified documents next to his Corvette, and made a major push for killing junk fees. And today, Joe Biden continued to pivot away from the hostage crisis, delivering a speech on Bidenomics. And he could barely make it on the stage. Fox is reporting that the president is keeping Israel on a very short leash. Biden has been pressuring Israel to delay their ground offensive against Hamas. Biden is reportedly asking Netanyahu to pump the brakes until all Palestinian civilians have evacuated, which is never going to happen since Hamas has ordered Palestinian civilians to stay put. And it's never going to happen since none of the Arab neighbors will take Palestinian refugees, and President Biden won't even ask them to. Today, Joe already starting to hedge before Israel has even begun the counter-terror ground invasion.
We're making sure Israel has what it needs to defend itself and respond to these attacks. It's also a priority for me to urgently address the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. We can't lose sight of the fact that the overwhelming majority of Palestinians had nothing to do with Hamas and Hamas's appalling attacks, and they're suffering as a result as well.
Israel's being extremely restrained and sensitive to civilian casualties. If anybody's responsible for civilian casualties, it's Hamas, who started this war and uses the Palestinians for human shields. NBC News has obtained a Hamas war plan, which outlines the terrorists specifically targeting schools and daycare centers in their surprise offensive. Peter Doocy caught up with the president after his speech.
You all know that Hamas is...
What worries you about a potential Israeli ground invasion into Gaza?
Biden has supported Ukraine for, quote, as long as it takes. And he's already getting cold feet with Israel after a week. Biden doesn't want to touch this Mideast war, especially in an election year. So he's doing as little as possible and praying it doesn't blow up into a wider conflict. He's praying American hostages aren't executed, but won't lift a finger to send in an American extraction team. He's praying voters won't notice he funded the regime that sponsored the terror. Kamala Harris gets it and has completely disappeared. She Skyped into the Situation Room meeting yesterday. Veep portrayed the exact same thing. The vice president Skyping into hostage negotiations. Kamala didn't want to come home from her college tour.
So here's I think at this point a well-known secret about me. I love Venn diagrams. I love Venn diagrams, and whenever I am presented with kind of like this is complicated, I always wonder, is there a Venn diagram to figure this stuff out?
Is there a Venn diagram to figure out the Mideast peace process? I don't know. But the Biden-Harris administration disengaged and unserious in the face of mounting national security threats and hoping you won't notice this election.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.